It's your girl Half Pint, and thank you, and Half Pint the creator, and welcome to the Creator Show, giving you honest conversation served with humor and energy. So today's guest is a powerhouse. She's a brand strategist and a coach, and helps her clients stop playing small and by helping them reach 10K months. Who wouldn't like an extra 10K a month? And she does it with intention, strategy, and tools and resources. Not only does she walks the walk, but she talks the talk. Please welcome the bold and brilliant Mika
How are you?
Diamond. Good, and you. And not only
I'm
that, she has been dubbed the Fairy God Sister.
fairy god sister. I am.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's raining here where I am. It's been storming all day, but listen, we are preparing for a holiday. And so I'm just excited to get a little rest, but more importantly, I'm excited to be on the show tonight.
After two mishaps, but like my mama said, the third time is the charm. Third time.
Absolutely.
So with my guests, this is my favorite game to play with all my guests.
Okay.
Never switch. So this is called This and That.
Mm-hmm.
This and That Entrepreneur Edition. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to read, it's either this or that. And some of
Oh,
them may have more than one.
okay.
So first one is early bird or night owl.
Early bird.
I'm sorry, I'm a night owl.
I'm an early bird. Listen, I try to get up, get it done. Get up and get it done.
I'm a night owl. Mornings I struggle. I struggle to
Yeah.
coffee or tea.
Tea.
Mm,
And then that it depends because sometimes I'm a coffee girl. Like right now, I'm more of a coffee girl than I am a tea girl. I like more tea in the summertime, and I'm talking about cold tea. But now I like hot coffee because it's cold outside. So just depends.
I'm ice depending on my mood. I'm definitely ice. I'm,
Hmm.
I'm hooked on ice. So a
Hmm.
neat desk or organized desk.
Organized. Organized. If you know me, you know organized is my thing. Strategy is my thing.
Okay.
No chaos.
Next is um single task or multitask.
Multitask has been my life.
I can't. The way my brain scatters. I
Yeah.
think I gotta do one thing at a time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Next is okay. This one is the one that has three. It is Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram.
Facebook.
Well, I should.
Facebook.
I have recently just got into TikTok, and
Really?
I'm still learning. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still
Mm-hmm.
learning TikTok and Instagram. I don't know. I really.
Yeah, Instagram is hit or miss for me. TikTok is hit or miss for me. I normally use TikTok for research more than I do myself. Facebook is where my community is, so that's why I'm a Facebook girl more than any of the other social media
Facebook is
platforms.
more. I guess without. I mean, most people know how old I am, but without
Yeah,
saying my age, I'm definitely Facebook. I don't know if it's getting older or what, but Facebook, I stick. I have to stick
yeah,
with Facebook. So next is laptop or iPad or tablet, whatever you have.
laptop. I get more stuff done on my laptop. Um, I need a mouse. I'm a mouse girl. Click and move, stick, click and move. That playing sometimes with the tablets and all, it gets in the way of all the things. So I'm a laptop girl. Do I like to carry the laptop in the airport? Absolutely not. I hate it.
Whenever I do have my iPad, I have it in the backpack.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have it.
Even listen, it's good. So it's good for certain things. So speaking, I like an iPad because it's smaller. You can set it up wherever you need to set it up for your notes, etc. Because you don't want to have a big old laptop. But when working, I'm a laptop girl. I'm
Oh
laptop.
yeah, I have a desk when I'm at home.
Yeah.
Now they have it where you can have a laptop carrier
Mm-hmm.
to keyboard with, but
Mm-hmm.
certain stuff that your iPad can do that
Yeah.
you know your what your laptop can do,
Mm-hmm.
your iPad can do. So
Yeah.
like I said, it depends on. So next, I think I probably know this answer, but it's either call or Zoom.
Zoom. Zoom.
I recently just started getting since I've been rocking with y'all.
Yeah.
Everything is Zoom. Zoom.
Everything is Zoom. You can do so much. And, you know, phone calls are good too for quick things, but um when you know me, you know well enough to know that I like to show things. We have working sessions and stuff like that. So Zoom has definitely been a blessing, especially like I look back over even the pandemic, like when people couldn't go into offices and do different things in person. Zoom was like the go-to, and it still is for me. So yeah.
Okay, so what what is your story behind Mika Diamond Inc? Well, let's
So
start with
Mika, right. Right. Well, so I started backstory really quickly. I started in entrepreneurship in 2003, 2004.
mm-hmm,
I was a hairstylist. And so when I started doing hair, my business name was Visible Evidence. And so because of that name, I always loved anything that I do is visible by the evidence that is shown based on what the turnout is. So that's what my first name was for my business. So I started doing marketing for companies and starting a revenue sharing program because people would call me all the time asking me for specific services. Do you know somebody who do photography? Do you know somebody who do makeup? Do you know somebody who do all the things? And I said, you know what? I'm giving a whole lot of y'all money and I'm not getting anything in return because I'm giving you clientele. So anyway, started going into marketing, and what I found was eventually I found more businesses, more nonprofits needed to understand how to really run a successful business. And because I had ran into so many who didn't have the foundation and didn't know how to market and brand to convert into sales, is where Mika Diamond Inc. came, and MD Inc. Academy, where I just convert companies into understanding the marketing and branding strategy and how to get a return on your investment of what you're investing in so that you can see the money rather than you doing a whole lot of work and you're not seeing a return. So that's where it came from. That's it in a nutshell. Since 2002, I've been doing this entrepreneurship thing. Did go into corporate America and learned some things that helps me in my business now. But that's the backstory of wanting to do more education rather than just onboarding people,
mm-hmm.
educating them so that when they onboard with my company, they will understand the value of what I've instructed them to do and how it will convert into sales and have a good outcome.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
Mm.
Everybody has a backstory. So you recently, this is probably a dumb question, but
No question is dumb.
you sound like my mama. But what inspires you to for Mika Day?
Mika Day. So Mika Day is very important to not only myself but my family as well. So when my brother passed in 2007,
Mm-hmm.
he passed due to gang violence, and so my promise to him was that I was going to dig in the trenches and do a lot of community service in honor of him, so people would see his walking spirit on earth, even though he wasn't here in the flesh. People would know who he is. He would be a beacon in the community because of my footwork. So what I did was someone put in some information in regards to all the things that I had done in the city of Houston. And because of all the community service, the mayor of Houston awarded me a day in the city, which is proclaim my day in honor of all of my community service and then in honor of my brother as well. So what inspired me was his story, his legacy that continues to live. There are people, hundreds, thousands of people who know who he is, even though he's not here in the flesh. And so the day is more than just a day of community service, but it's also a day of honoring him because the day is on his birthday. His birthday is the actual day that I chose. And so because of that, that's why I work so hard for that day. And it's been such a blessing for so many communities inside of Houston and outside of Houston because some of those that have been a part of what we're doing, they've started doing it in their own cities, in their own states, in honor of him as well. So it's continuously growing, and that's what the honor is. That's where it started, and that's why I'm so passionate about it as well.
I like that. Hey, that's what I say. You talk that talk, and you walk that walk. It's for me. I'm always giving people. I'm always giving their flowers, and just to give a little backstory on how this all just this relationship came about. I don't even really know. I really can't even. I don't remember if I joined the group first, or I don't know.
I
I
don't remember either. I don't remember either. I just know, I don't know. I don't know if somebody invited you to the group. I don't know. I have no idea, but I know it was ordained, right? I know that for sure.
you read my mind. I don't even like I said, we can't even completely explain how this happened. It was divine intervention, you know, or whatever. And like I say, I always give people their flowers. Do this without being a crybaby, but
It's okay.
it's amazing to, like I said, you actually talk that talk, and even the women that I have come into meeting once I went to that Zoom, because like I told you, I was not going to come to the I did not want
Hmm.
to come to that Zoom at all, and something was like, just go.
Yeah.
And I end up going. Then that's when the unmute challenge with Miss Rebecca happened.
Hmm.
Then I end up through it all, I end up getting a client
Hmm.
through
Hmm.
the group.
Yeah.
And it just amazes me because the women that I have come in contact with, not only do we have a business relationship, but we have a personal relationship. Because
Right.
sometimes you cannot mix business with pleasure.
Hmm.
But I'm
Hmm.
able to, I can tell a shift in how I want being a being around y'all and networking with
Hmm.
y'all. I can my the way I move when it comes to business has been totally different. The way I
Hmm.
talk and me being getting things out in a timely manner, because I used to not be a timely person. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? But now it's like, especially when you got a client now, it was like, oh, you got to be on. You got to be
Yeah.
you got to be on top of it, and I'm grateful that we crossed paths,
Hmm.
because I actually literally prayed, because it's been
Hmm.
me and my brother, and then it's been me and and then we added my friend. But then I was
Hmm.
like, it's just I still, we all, learning at the same time.
Hmm.
And then I was like, I sat there and I was like, I need help. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's when it came about, and that's why I say I'm forever grateful for you and the women, because
Hmm.
there's so many women. I can't name everybody, but
Right.
we set up Zoom meetings and we were just talking and chatting, and it wasn't, as Miss Kim would say, she would say,
Hmm.
vetting out people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it would that I didn't. This was actually the first time that I really didn't. My antennas didn't go up, because
Yeah. Yeah.
you get that from some people, and I didn't get that from y'all. Even though a part of
Hmm.
me still was like, waiting for the shoe to drop, and
Hmm.
the shoe has never dropped. Because for me, being the youngster of the group, I've always
Hmm.
been with older women. They never like respected me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's always been the catty
Yeah.
type of, it's been cat
Yeah.
like we always talk about. It's always been the
Yeah.
cat deal. And that's why I say I'll forever be grateful for you and all the other women, because I always think to myself, it's like within the two, when was the Zoom? It was like September. No, not September. It
Yeah.
was like
It
September.
w- it was September. Mhm. Mhm.
And then we did the unmute was October.
Mhm.
And within 2 month time span, my
Mhm.
whole life has shifted since then.
Yeah. Well,
All
here's
in
the thing. Here's the thing. One of the reasons why is because first you made a decision, even though it was uncomfortable for you, even though you had to walk through uncertainty, right? You made a decision and you just allow God to be who he is. And one of the things that I have done is when I said I created that safe space for us as individuals, that's being obedient, right? That's not allowing the enemy to come in and tear up what I know God has put together, right? And so for you, sometimes you have to get in those circles of people that that will align with you, hold you accountable, because we all are searching and seeking the same thing, which is growth. We're all wanting to grow. We all know that we can't do it by ourselves. We all know that it takes those who have a level of expertise in particular areas in order to assist us in wherever God is leading us to be. So you know that God has given you some gifts. You know what he has given you. You know the ability that you have. It's just aligning yourself with people who, one, trust you because God said yes first, and then two, because they trust your ability to do whatever it is that you said that you're going to do. So when you have that over your head, it's hard for you to miss deadlines, right? It's hard for you to not do the things that you're supposed to do, because not only are they holding you accountable, but everybody that is in the same safe space as you are holding you accountable as well, because it's just going to become a domino effect. They're going to they're going to want to utilize your services because somebody else utilized your services. They're going to see what you do, and they know this person is credible. So if they see you doing business with this person, then of course they're going to do business with you. So the first thing, you have to applaud yourself for your yes and saying, "You know what? I'm gonna try this again." I don't know how I got into this group. I don't know how I know these people. However, I'm gonna allow God to be who he is. And as you were on the first live, that the first Zoom that we had, even though you were uncomfortable, you made yourself comfortable because of the atmosphere that you were in. And so we walk it like we talk it. Each one of us just want to be a vessel. We want to be a vessel. We want to be able to say that we support each other when we're going through things. And that was the reason of what took place on yesterday and what I said, because sometimes you have to make a decision, and it has to be a decision that, yes, you love business, you know what you were supposed to do. However, God said do this tonight. God said change up tonight and do this, because sometimes it has to be more than that. And if you have another opportunity, and I'm learning that, I really truly am, because at one time I would overextend myself because of wanting to make sure my heart was doing everything that everybody else wanted me to do. But sometimes you just have to be obedient in what God says, and he'll work out the rest. He'll work it out.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%, because like I said, it was definitely with what I have been going through in the past. It was just like,
Hmm.
okay, I didn't do it, but
Yeah,
within that
you'll have your
time,
guard up for sure.
it was like, okay, I'm gonna go. But within those, it's November. I have
Hmm.
been it has been all gas, no brakes since
Yeah.
I left that Zoom. On top of the unmute, and I just have not stopped. I have
Hmm.
not. Hit I hit the ground running, and
Hmm.
even when you did your class, I still showed up.
Hmm.
I
You showed
I
up.
still
Even though you was tired, you showed up.
I I still showed up with bags under my eyes. I was like, I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna ask you this question. So,
Mhm.
as kids, a lot of people know what they want to do when they grow. Did you
Mhm.
expect, as a little girl, did you
Mhm.
expect like this, to be where you are now?
No, I did not. I didn't expect to be as a kid. Of course, as a kid, you're thinking, "Oh, I want to be a doctor. Oh, I want to be a dentist. Oh, I want to be those type of things." I didn't even think that I would be a brand strategist. I thought that I went when I was in school, I ran track, got a scholarship in track. I thought I was going to do physical therapy. And then I went to beauty school, because it was something that I knew I loved. I knew that God had given me this gift and I was good at it. And then, things happen to where it's like, okay, you have to be okay with the shift, whatever that shift looks like.
Mhm.
And so for me, I learned, even when I wrote my book a couple of years ago, that each stage of my growth, each stage of my release, each stage of my gain, it was for a time such as where I am. I didn't know then that God was taking me through those things in order for me to get to where I am now. But no, to answer your question, I had no idea. I didn't know that I would never in a million years would I think I would be doing radio. Like, I was a shy kid. I didn't want to raise my hand because I didn't want the teacher to single me out and me to get attention. I was one of them type of people. And so even now, being that I'm in positions where I get so much, that's why I'm so humble. And people don't even know how real I am because I don't even look at those things. So no, to answer your question, no, I didn't. I had no
Okay,
idea this was the
okay,
route.
okay. I'm gonna go back. So, of
Hmm.
course, I asked you, but so I was reading over your bio. You said
Hmm.
9. I was reading. It says you have 9 years of as a media personality.
Hmm.
How was
9
that?
years. It's been amazing. Let me tell you why it's been amazing, because I didn't know when I said yes 9 years ago, and I was up for a challenge and I was told to do it for 5 days. And if I did it for 5 days, for only 5 days, then 5 days has gone to 9 years at this point.
Mhm.
But what it did was it opened up so many more opportunities for me, to get comfortable with speaking in front of people, to share snippets of my story that nobody knew about, that eventually I released a book about. It opened me up to having more relationships with people, to speak in front of crowds of people, to host events, to sit on red carpets and blue carpets and interview and all of those things. And then it introduced me to people so much now to where it's helped me in my business, to because of those relationships that I formed. So absolutely not. I had no idea I would be in this space. However, knowing that God was orchestrating it the whole time and I had no idea it would be something that I loved, I just knew that when I said yes, I wanted to be different in that yes. And so I worked extremely hard to make sure that I didn't sound like anybody, I didn't look like anybody. I put really a lot of effort into making sure that even though it was and is internet radio, that it would sound just as good, or it would be just as good as radio that's in different cities in different states. And so it's a global platform, and I love it. I absolutely love it. We've built a community of people that still feel safe to share their authentic selves. We talk about things that people may not want to talk about but need to talk about. So I love it. I absolutely love it.
Okay. Okay. I didn't gotta see. I knew this was gonna happen. I prepared and still
That's
forgot to.
okay, because what happens is you listen and then you change and like, well, wait a minute, I want to talk about that a little bit.
So I want to. Okay, so I want to go back to
Hmm.
before we get. So you have. So how was how can I put this? Your upbringing. So how was your
Hmm.
upbringing? Because I know you said you and your mom are close.
Hmm.
Your siblings are
Hmm.
close,
Hmm.
and you have your brother that passed, do you have any other siblings?
Yeah, I have 3 sisters. I have 3 sisters. I have 1 brother and 3 sisters. I have 1 sister that lives in Austin and 2 sisters that live in Houston. But our upbringing was, it was a normal upbringing. Bringing 2 of my sisters are my half sisters. One of my sisters that's in Houston actually lived with myself and my brother. But we had a normal upbringing. Did we have any entrepreneurs? No, I'm like the first entrepreneur in the family other than in my immediate family. Um, I do have had an uncle who was a hairstylist as well, and have others that do barbering and things like that. However, my nephews, my brother's kids, have taken after me. One of them is a barber, doing amazing. But our upbringing was a normal upbringing. We didn't have a lot other than, and when I say we didn't have a lot, I'm saying we didn't have a lot. We didn't struggle, I'll say that. And if we did struggle, us as children didn't know that we were struggling. So but we had a normal upbringing.
Yeah, I can definitely because like I have two brothers,
Mm-hmm.
but on my mom's side, but on my dad's side, I have sisters. But
Okay.
speaking of entrepreneurship, I know
Mm-hmm.
from what asking around,
Mm-hmm.
um, my great grandmother they had a dry cleaner, and then they had a
Mm.
softener. They had a softener,
Okay.
and they actually they're from Nebraska, and they
Mm-hmm.
actually I think it's on. I wish my mom was on here, but I think it was 24th. They had it on. It was on a street called 24th, and
Mm.
every time we would go to Nebraska and we would go down there, I would like literally be in awe because that was where my grandparents. I think that it was either the dry
Mm-hmm.
cleaner or the ice cream shop, and
Okay.
it just amazes me how that's where I come from because I'm wondering why do I want to start a business? Even though I'm like I'm sitting here like why do I want to do it? And also my grandfather, my mother's dad was in
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur club, was it business
Mm-hmm.
club in high school.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it just amazes me, like I said, how like why do I want to do this? Like
Right.
why? Because it's not easy. Like
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
when you move, and I always move with intention, like you always talk about moving
Mm-hmm.
with intention. I always, like I said, I always move with intention, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not easy when you do it the right way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
Not easy. It's not easy.
Mm-mm. It's not easy at all. It's not easy. And the thing is, and that's what what I try to teach is the strategy to working smarter and not harder. But even still, being an entrepreneur and the unknown, you definitely have to have a relationship with God. You definitely have to seek permission in pursuit of things so that you don't make it harder for yourself. And those are things that I learned along my journey of growth, of knowing that. Um, Sometimes it can be hard. We make it hard for ourselves because we make choices that we shouldn't have made. And I think that that's something that a lot of people miss out on because we're hungry for whatever it is that we desire. But there is a path that you have to take in order to get to what it is that God has already set for you to do. And sometimes we get in our own way because we want to take our own route, make our own decisions in those things until we keep bumping our head and it's like, okay, it hurt at this point. Like you got to do something different. Like you can't keep doing the same thing because you're gonna be to put yourself in the hospital in a minute. But yeah, it's definitely hard. But it's rewarding when you are in pursuit of permission. And when I say that is you ask and you seek God for guidance. You ask and you seek God for who you should be aligned with. You ask and you seek God, should I be partnered with them? Should I do this event? Because I have found in the times where I was wanting the money and not really in pursuit of permission, because if he says yes, then you know what the outcome is going to be. It's us that get in the way of the route trying to figure it out and walk in our own way that makes it so difficult and so much harder. So yeah, it's definitely hard. It's not easy, I haven't always been in the position where I am. I've been in other positions, but there was bumps along the road that showed me now, okay, if you do it the right way, you don't have to be so far behind on so many other things and with the right people. And that's what happened with you. You said yes, you were obedient, you aligned with people, you got uncomfortable to get comfortable, and look, now you got a client.
Yeah, it was cool like that. Just talking about it, you know, and I'm still in awe. I'm
Yeah.
definitely still in awe of like I was same just like you. I was just a shy, didn't sit in the
Mm-hmm.
back of the class and not
Mm-hmm.
wanting to be answered. And I, for me, for one, it was like I said, and I'm gonna talk about it till I'm blue in the face. It was
Mm-hmm.
had I not went to the Zoom, I would have never
Yeah.
heard about mute challenge. I
Yeah.
would have
Yeah.
definitely not. Now I just can't shut up.
I
You know.
listen, and here's the thing. What I love about what you said is that if you wouldn't have showed up, the showing up part is the hardest part.
Mhm.
If you show up, you just never know the gift. And if you've ever heard me speak, I always, always, always say you never know where your next is in the room or your next $1 million is if you don't open up your mouth and say something. Preach that gospel everywhere I go because at the end of the day, you don't know. So for me, you showed up. You showed up. And because you showed up, now you've gotten a client. And not only did you get one client, because I'm going to be honest, I heard what you did and you did an absolutely amazing
Oh,
job.
I knew it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
knew it. I knew it. I knew
I
it.
heard it. I heard it. And so I already know what's going to happen once
Mhm.
it's released and once the strategy is released. But the thing is, you showed up. You showed up uncomfortable. You showed up not knowing who was going to be on there. Not only did you show up, but you opened up your mouth and you spoke. And because of you speaking, now people know who you are. Then you got add some icing on the cake when you did the unmute challenge. So, I mean, but your initial thing was you showed up and that's the part that people miss. That's the part and you were intentional with when you showed up. That makes a difference.
Yeah, I definitely. I'm still, like I said, within from September to
Mhm.
now. I just been, and now I got to do client shirts, and it's like it's everything that I literally wrote down.
Mhm. 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 Yeah.
I'm a daydreamer. I'm a big daydreamer. I'm a big.
Mhm.
Sometimes I daydream too much, you
And
know,
that's okay.
and it's excuse me. It's like I said, I'm just like in awe of just everything that has
Mhm.
happened. Just a little girl that was made fun of for just being different is that being
Mhm.
that is moving with intention, being
Mhm.
confident within being confident and act like you said, showing up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just showed up, and I'm glad. I'm glad I showed up. I'm
Mhm. I'm
glad
glad you did too.
because I was like, girl, if you don't, you gonna be kicking yourself in the butt. But if you do not, if you did not, but I'm glad. So you
Mhm.
talked about failure. What?
Uh-oh, it's showing no signal on my end.
Here we go. But y'all can't hear me. Give me a second. Give me a second.
What platform are you on to be able to share?
I'm actually I know now that I'm gonna have to do Rivers. I'm gonna next time I'm probably gonna have to do just straight Facebook.
Okay.
I can't I can't see nothing.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I wasn't doing anything wrong.
People still can hear me.
Okay, good. Okay, as long as they can hear you.
But yeah, it's like I said, it just amazing me. So before
Mhm.
we had a technical difficulty, my question, because you talked about failure, I want to ask you,
Mhm.
what was your biggest failure and what did you learn from that experience?
My biggest failure, I believe, was I had it. There was a time when I was doing business under my visible evidence, which is another reason why I rebranded and I started Mika Diamond Inc. was because um, I allowed others' businesses. I wanted it so bad for them that I allowed my business to suffer and be swept underneath the rug because I was so involved in everybody else's, meaning that I was branding backwards. I was branding for other companies, and my name for my business was lost in the shuffle of everybody else's. So, if I can say anything about what I did previously, that was the biggest downfall. That would be it. That would be it.
Okay. Yeah, without bumping your head, look, well, like
Mm-hmm.
we talked about last night,
Mm-hmm.
we talked about you get tested when you're about to do something great. You get tested the most and what's not, going through adversity. You learn who you are and literally what you're made of. And too many times I say this coming from working a job to that transition, it's not easy. Of course I bumped my head a couple of times too, but as I matured and got around the right people, it has helped me it has helped me, grow or whatever. Like you said. So, was there someone in your to go back to your earlier years, was there
Mm-hmm.
someone that helped you navigate early entrepreneurship?
You know what? There was absolutely nobody that helped me
Okay.
in this entrepreneurship journey. I kind of just I navigated. I always tell people that I was like the underground rapper. I kind of was just walking and doing my thing and just bumping my head along the way. So I didn't really have anybody to show me steps. Now, I did my first time getting a coach was in 2023 to 2024. Um and I'm sorry, 2024 to 2025. And that's what took my business to the next level of me. I had grew as far as I could with my business, and I needed somebody to take me further. But the thing is, there are a lot of people that's out here that's talking business, that they do business and not really following through with actual business. So for me, it took me a little longer to find somebody, but I'm glad that I waited. I'm glad that I waited.
Yeah,
But to answer your question, no, I didn't have anybody.
of course I do now, but in the beginning stages I didn't either. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a funny story because I tell everybody this. So I also, aside from my creative business, my creative consulting, I also have a production company. And my brother, before I asked my brother, it was just me by myself, and I'm just winging it and figuring out how to do it. And I said to myself, I said, I just need, oh, I just, can you give me a sign? So I talked to my brother, and he was like, at this time we had a studio, and this was in 21, and
Mm-hmm.
I was in school, and I said I need a sign. I was just winging
Mm-hmm.
it. I was just like, I can't do this by myself. So
Yeah.
I talked to my brother, and of course it's like my brother, like, what are and it's that thing of you ask for a sign, you ask for a your it doesn't show up how you want it to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Up
Yep.
it's up to you to be like, this is what you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what you wanted, but it's what it's what you needed. So
Yeah.
he was like, hey, I was like, this is what's going on. do you want to do this? He was like, yeah, just show me what you want. And he sent me the money. This was our studio that we had rented out or whatever.
Wow.
And we laugh every time we talk about because I was like, this whole time my brother was sitting, my first yes
Mm-hmm.
was like there for, it was, like I said, he
Mm-hmm.
my brother, and I was not expecting, my son to be my brother. So,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And it's good. And we've been going 4 years trying
Mm-hmm.
to get, trying to get a project, this
Mm-hmm.
short film because,
Mm-hmm.
I had moved in the midst of wrapping the short film. So
Mm-hmm.
it just kind of production wise, it just kind of timing just throws everything off.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. And I was talking to him the other day, and I always have a boohoo. He knows what buttons to make me cry in a good way. He told me the other day, well, twice. He once he said I was the reason why he went to school,
Oh, wow.
and the second was he just was like, remember, he's like, I'm so proud of you. I remember this is what you're doing what you wanted to do. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I've been to, like, I walk that walk and talk that talk too. And
Mm-hmm.
people people want to rush other people's timeline.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
just feel
good.
like people was trying to rush like what was given to me, what a gift that was given to me.
Mm.
Was like, you're not doing this. I am doing this, but most of the stuff is done behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That you don't even know about.
That you don't even know about. And I can't wait till everybody, sees what
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to I've learned to move in silence.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes us as humans, we wrestle with. I tell anybody, we always wrestle with the flesh, and we don't go by
Mm-hmm.
spirit. We don't go by
Mm-hmm.
spirit. And I just had to get
Yeah.
to because as most time I get very antsy, and I was like, I want to do this and I want to do that, but it's like when you, like you said, when you get order,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you're supposed to. And it's just trial and error. So because I'm about
Mm-hmm.
to start rambling, I feel it. Feel it. So I'm gonna go in
You doing good though. You speaking.
order.
Somebody need to hear what you said.
I got everything right here in my face. Any other time I'd have been like, okay, bye, see y'all later. Cause this camera done went out, and it's just
No, we gonna do what he listen. Whatever he say, we whatever however it happened, we gonna get this thing done.
now. Even yesterday when everything went down, when it was like I boohooed, I didn't
Mm.
cry, cause I was like, I want this to work.
Mm-hmm.
How bad I wanted to work, cause this interview been a long time in the making anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
it's like I want it to work, but I had to learn. You got to be patient. Things
Yeah.
happen. Things happen in divine order. So I'm
Yeah.
learning not to be antsy
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
And then also learning that, even in the midst of when things do happen, there's a reason why. And we may not understand the reason at times. However, there is a reason, and I think us, sometimes we want things in our time and that's not how he wants to be orchestrated. So I knew it was gonna get done. I knew that. And I knew it was gonna be good when it did get done. I knew that.
without seeing my face, but we can make it do what it do. Okay, so that was a question that I asked. So
Mm-hmm.
what systems? Because as business owners, entrepreneurs, however you
Mm-hmm.
want to label yourself, because everybody has their own system and tools.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your like typical, like your tools that you use, tools and systems that you use day to day.
My day to day systems and tools. Of course, I use my social media platforms. I use, um, I'm also an insurance broke agent. So now we're in open enrollment. So I use my insurance tools. But day to day, definitely, I open up and I have been doing so much better in um, just praying and allowing the God that we serve to be who he is. And although I have my plans on how a day is supposed to go, just really allowing him to orchestrate my day and the things that I do. So, of course, I use mental tools because when you're working with people, and there is an anointing and there's an assignment on your life. Things are just not, even though they're business, is really not business. You know, there's so much more attached to it. So I try to make sure that I just align myself with God and the things I do, the things that I say. I like to pray before a lot of my meetings, my whatever it is, because I just want God to I want to be filled up with more of Him and less of myself to be able to speak to the things that He wants me to speak to. So my day to day tools, of course, is prayer, is aligning myself and listening to the whispers of God, and whatever platform it is that He has me assigned to on that particular day, then that's the platform that I use.
Okay, I'm back.
You back? I see you now, girl.
my camera, my camera. I didn't plug in my camera, which is not good. I know better than that. This is what y'all see. Y'all gonna see this growth because next time y'all see me, I'm gonna be on the stage and I'm gonna have a team, and I'm not gonna
Come
be by myself.
on, come on.
Thing.
We gonna
Okay,
speak
so
that thing.
yes, because I want to be in the studio. I want a team because this stuff is my
Yeah.
like I said in one of my when the creating an easy episode. I said
Mm-hmm.
it's got to be a gift, like truly being, and I preach and say it, talk about it too as being intentional. Like when you're
Yeah.
intentional, like creating content, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I thought I was doing adding my YouTube. That's why I haven't been doing YouTube videos because the show in itself is like hard, and even
Mm-hmm.
though I have a schedule, like stuff happens. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not able to. It's like hard, and I'm just like, I gotta be crazy. Not only working, I work too, but I work from home, and then on top of
mm-hmm.
that, I work Monday and Tuesday. I coach Monday and
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday after school, and I'm just like, and people, asking me when is this? I was like, y'all, I still work. I still work, so it's not completely full time. But
mm-hmm.
when it gets there, I'm definitely it's getting there. So,
It will get there. It surely will.
because I know the women that I have behind me is not gonna let me fall. I
Mm-mm.
just know I know that I definitely know that for sure. So
Mm-hmm.
tell me about the most influential. I should have asked this earlier, but tell me about the
That's
most
okay.
influential person in your life and how they impact how they impacted you.
My most influential person in my life is my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say that she's the most influential person is because she withstood and withstands it all. Like I've seen her be a single mom, although I've had my dad in my life my whole 47 years of life. Um, I've seen her withstand it all. I've seen her fight for her kids. I've seen her withstand losing her brother, then losing her mother 6 months later, then also losing her son. I've watched her raise his kids. I've watched her retire after 32 years at the post office. So for me, it's the ability to see it firsthand, to see someone so powerful yet so mild, you know. Um, So for me, that's the most influential person because I try to, even though I'm miles away, I try to make sure that she enjoys life because she's worked so hard and so deserving of that. So if the Lord grants me, when the Lord grants me a certain amount of money, I got something for her. Let me just say that.
On the topic, okay, on the yeah. Um, if you, I should ask. I'm going all out of order. I knew this was gonna happen.
That's okay.
But anyway, if you could give your 18-year-old self some advice, what
hmm
would you say?
choose my friends wisely. Um, if I can give my 18-year-old self, I would say choose my friends wisely. I would say um, what I learned now by really being close to God and being able to hear his voice and understand what it means. Um, and just follow his path rather than my own. I wouldn't change anything in regards to my life and what happened because it wasn't anything like just horribly done from the year of 18. I've lived life. I can't say that I missed out on anything. I've traveled. I've done all of the things, but I know there's some decisions that I made at that age and even after that age that if I would have known that advice, if I would have listened to what some will say intuition or the gut, something in my gut. No, you know what that is. But I didn't know that at that time. So I would say that would be what I would tell my 18-year-old self.
Yeah, yeah, same. Well, yeah, for me, it would have been, I probably wouldn't have changed, but I would have been like, be more confident. Cause
Mm, mm-hmm,
I really wasn't, I would shrink myself. And then, I would
mm-hmm,
shrink. Pretty much from 18 to pretty much now, I would definitely shrink myself. Because I
mm-hmm,
knew now what I knew now that I know that my uniqueness is
mm-hmm,
my 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 quirkiness is my power. Cause I'm the awkward young black woman. So
mm-hmm. And
I've
it's okay.
I've learned to I've learned to just stand be in that. You
Mm-hmm,
know, people say, how what an adult should be
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
or whatever. Like my grown tail was in the tree today. I climbed up a tree. I just feel like climbing up a tree. That's just the weird stuff that
Yeah.
I do. But I've learned that that is my superpower
Mm-hmm,
or whatever. So I'm gonna ask you this: as we know, a lot of people, for me, for example, vetting out people, while you're an entrepreneur. Because I
mm-hmm,
know for me, being content creator, because everybody wants to content. Like, I can tell you how many people is like, when I first started the show, it was like, I want to do a podcast. I'm like, okay, I'll help you set it up. But it was that thing of people wanting me to do the work, wanting me to do
mm-hmm,
YouTube, because actually I was going to do YouTube first, but
mm-hmm,
it just didn't happen that way.
mm-hmm.
So how do you vet, and even not only that, but even romantically, because sometimes you just never know what
Mm-hmm.
anybody's intention is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So some of what I do now is for one, and I don't want to keep repeating myself, but this is where I am. And I am I vet by asking, by praying and asking, um, and paying close attention because sometimes if you're like me, your heart speaks before your mind, right? Sometimes because you want it so bad for somebody else to the point to where you ignore all of the signs that God has given you and telling you no, don't do it. That's not your person. Don't align yourself with them. And so for me, how I vet is I ask. I simply ask, like, Lord, you know the desires of my heart, but I would rather you pick for me than I pick for myself, because I'm gonna lead with my heart and not really leading with my mind or what you're telling me. And so for me, and then also adding value to what I have to offer. There's some people I won't accept, like, because I just I just see it. And that's what I mean
Mhm.
by when you fully align yourself and you want it to be a God thing and walk how he wants you to walk, he will show you quick on who you should be aligned with and who you shouldn't be aligned with. And so for me, I just pay attention to that. I pay attention to so many different things that people don't think I pay attention to, but I do. But I do. So that would be the thing for me. That would be how I vet is I ask, and then once I ask, I just wait on the response and don't be so quick. Slow to speak. Slow to speak is what I do. So
This, boy, I tell you, this camera.
that's okay. That just means we're gonna have to do it again.
This is, oh gosh. Oh, bear with us. But this is funny. Okay, there we go. But like any other time, they'll be like, oh, we gonna have to do this another time. And this
Mm-mm.
process, I've learned that it's gonna get better and better.
Hmm. Absolutely. I mean, you have that. I didn't start out, like I said before, I didn't start out where I was. I didn't start out. I had to learn the tricks in the trade and be okay with when it mess up. Okay, y'all, it messed up. Whatever technical difficulty it is, it'll get better.
And I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, people are actually gonna see your growth because people watch.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like people watch, and they're gonna see. So you're. I'm gonna say this, and to anybody watching that wants to create content or do whatever, start a podcast, I say do it. Like I don't even be worried about the numbers no more.
Mm-mm.
I don't worry about the numbers no more because I'm moving with intention. I'm not trying to be no influencer. I don't want that on my head. I don't want to be an
Mhm.
influencer. I don't want to do this first. I first and foremost, I don't want to do this at all. But
Mhm.
I was called to do it.
Yep.
And
And that's what you have to walk in.
I don't want to do it. I don't. I still don't want to do it. But I was called to
Mhm.
do it, and I lost my train of thought. But I had, like I said, like you said, I got uncomfortable to get
Mhm.
better,
Mhm.
and people are seeing me mess up. Like I have the audacity to mess up online, and at this point, I don't care.
You
But
shouldn't.
they're going. It's going to be crazy because people are going to see the growth as
Mhm.
this is only episode 10. So no, episode.
Mhm.
So this is only going to be up from here, and
Mhm.
and it's glad that people are going to see my growth because some people, oh, she's messing up, but you don't even have the audacity to even try
Mm-mm.
to even try to do it. I'm not even going
And the
to.
thing about it too is that
Hmm.
as you grow, people will see your growth, and then sometimes people need to be relatable. So they
Hmm.
need to see that even though that they mess up or even though that you mess up, it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. And so those are the things as well. Like you have to know that things are going to happen. I've had technical difficulties so many times with 9 years. I mean, come on. It had to be something. But at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. I still have to do what I have to do. And like you said, you'll see the growth, but then also those who are trying, they won't be so hard on themselves when there's a tech glitch or there's a glitch or, you just keep on going. You just
Yeah,
keep on moving.
we had technical difficulties last episode,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't even drop an episode.
Mm-mm.
Even though I said on Monday, and then it was another one. I had a cold sore. So it was just certain things that people don't know that goes on behind the scenes, and I'm just sitting here.
Mhm.
I had a freaking cold sore on my leg,
Mhm.
and I was sitting there like that. Sister, you got to do what you got to do because you gonna get behind, and I just don't like being behind. But anyway, that's
Mhm.
okay. So as an entrepreneur,
Mhm.
we know we have to stay healthy. We
Mhm.
have to take care of ourselves. Because I know
Mhm.
that transition from, I was an assistant teacher. So
Mhm.
it was stressful as is. And then lunch, you didn't, you sleeping on your lunch, you know,
Mhm.
that type of deal. And you're
Mhm.
not eating or whatever. For, like I said, you're not eating or whatever. So now I have transitioned to where I'm not comfort eating anymore. Like I'm not stressed.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that has been difficult in itself for me because my body's so used to eating and eating. So
Mhm.
now that I'm in an environment where I don't have to be hurry up and eat and start moving.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is what what is your favorite way to keep fit and be active?
So what I have been doing, I was an athlete in school. So what I've been doing now, especially being so busy, I did get me a membership to a gym. However, sometimes you don't have the time to do that. So
Mhm.
I have been walking.
Mhm.
I think now it's more of a mental thing than it is a physical thing now. So I've changed my mindset in what I eat, the ways that I eat. And since I've done that within the last, I'm gonna say month and a half, I've lost almost 15 pounds just by changing the way that I eat.
Mhm.
And so I think when you make the decision to say, you know what, I want to be healthier, 70% of it is your nutrition and what you're putting inside of your
Mhm.
body. So I will say that's some of the things. And then also just staying mentally strong with being at more peace than worry about so many other things. So that's one of the things. Those, if I can say that, that would be one of the main things, two of the main things that I would say
Yeah, I do.
for sure.
I definitely do a lot of walking. I need to get back into running because that's like my literally my favorite thing. I really
Hmm.
go get a weighted vest. I really want to go get that.
Yeah, that's
I might
something too.
invest in one because okay. So what is your to add on to that? What is your self care routine look like outside of going to the gym or walking?
Self care would be, I love watching movies, um, massages. I love a good spa day. Um, I love going out to eat to a nice, fancy restaurant and putting on some good old clothes.
Mhm.
So that's something that I like to do as well. So I would say those are self care for me. It's just a peaceful day, whatever that peaceful day looks like. I can go in the backyard and sit on under the canopy and be cool with that. So that's something that I love to do as far as self care. And I love to travel. I love to travel. So, and I mean travel not for work, but travel
Hey, I get it.
for.
When you got to go, especially with everything you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
I know a break is needed because to add on to that, that hustle culture
Mm-hmm.
is that I'll die, I'll sleep when I die. Like what kind
Mm-mm.
of?
No, I ain't doing that.
Because I've had plenty instances where my I had plenty instances where my body had to tell me, hey, go
Yeah.
at night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It will tell you because like I said, I've been working for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Your body, nobody talks about how your body has to catch up,
Mm-mm.
has to catch up with, being calm and not being in stress.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yes, entrepreneurship is stressful in itself, but it's all on you. And that's one thing I
Yeah.
starting a business, it's all on me, and I don't
It's
like
all on you, honey.
I don't like to be micromanaged, and I don't like
Mm-hmm.
so it's on me.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is on me, or whatever, and that's why I tell anybody that wants to do content creator or entrepreneurship, be ready
Mm-hmm.
for it.
Yeah,
Cause
for sure.
Cause like my client, because my client had a deadline, and in order for me to have that deadline, I had to
Mm-hmm.
put in that extra work, and I just been
Mm-hmm.
it's I don't know it's a lot.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It's a lot, and I'm like I said, like I said, I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning. I'm learning. Anyway, because I'm about to start rambling again. If you could start, as we starting to wrap it up,
Mm-hmm.
if you could start over in business, what would you do differently?
I think I would, um, that's a good question, but I don't think it's anything that I would do differently. I don't think it was anything. If okay, so if I can say one thing, I would say um lead with the assignment more than the dollar at one point and one time.
Mm-hmm.
I think at one time it was the hustle and bustle and about the money.
Mm-hmm.
And I took on clients that I really shouldn't have. That gave me more of a headache because I just needed the money at that time. So I would say for me, it would be again just knowing um that they were assigned to me, not just because of the money, but because of what was going to come after that, and knowing that that's what it was at the time. Because sometimes we can get caught up in the need of the money and not really care who the person. I'm not saying don't care who they are,
Right.
but not care if they were assigned to you for a reason. You're just looking at the dollar aspect of it. And so now, even going into 2026, I'm like, you know what? I'm too valuable for the things that I accept when it comes to the assignment of people being attached to me and the dollar amount.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I had to, it's either or. And I'm not going to waver in that because I get more frustrated in people not really being about what they want and they desire, and it has caused me more frustration. And now I'm learning to actually also live life and not live every day for the hustle and bustle, right? But enjoy the fruits of my labor and take time for me and have boundaries set and be firm in those boundaries. People will text me at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, you don't want your job texting you at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Why do you have to text me? Those type of things that I'm gonna be more firm and more stern. But when you have people that has a business mindset and understand that, then those are the people that you want to hold on to because they're really their desire is they want something, and I've been positioned and assigned to take them to what that desire is. So that's one of the things that I'm learning, and I'm gonna make sure that I do.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Cause like I said, I'm a night owl,
Mm-hmm.
and I want everything to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So I've learned to put my phone down, and
Mm-hmm.
I put everything on do not disturb, and that helps me not wanting to text the client because I know I have to be mindful, like you said, be mindful because I'll definitely text. It may not be intentional, on purpose,
Yeah.
but I just want everything to be done. But I've
Mm-hmm.
learned that if it's not gonna be done tonight, it's gonna have to be done
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow. So that's like you said. It's just been a shift in how I run business. To go back to what you said, I'm being more intentional
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to running a business, especially if you want to do good business. What you want to do
Mm-hmm.
great business, because I hate to say it, but us as people, they say black businesses have a bad rep, and I'm just being
Mm-hmm.
honest because I've heard it.
Mhm.
I've heard, and I'm sure you've heard it as well.
Mhm.
And when they hear black businesses, y'all not on time, y'all don't
Mhm.
deliver, y'all taking people's, you know,
Mhm.
we taking people's money. And
Mhm.
I just want, I just pride myself. I want to pride myself on being that business
Mhm.
that, you gonna get it in a time early or in a timely manner.
Right.
And
Right.
I want to shift that culture of
Mhm.
how people in that narrative of how people black us as black people run business,
Mhm.
and especially with black women. That's one thing that I can say, that the women that I have been, have crossed paths with, is not a competition. It's not a competition. If anything, they have taken me under their wing and been like, "Hey, this is how you can do this," or "Hey, go for it." Most of them are like, some people are doing the same thing.
Mhm.
It was never like, "Oh, she doing the same thing." We have to think of it as there's like 20 different breads in the bread aisle. We have to figure out what's gonna make, it different from, the other bread.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that scared me as coming back into entrepreneurship is I don't want to mess up. I don't want to be labeled as the business that don't stuff. Stuff happens. But I know now that I be in communication with that particular person or client or whoever, and be in communication with them. If they understand, they understand. If they don't, then I'm sorry. Then you can have your money back. And
Yeah.
that's what some people are not ready for.
Mhm.
And we don't talk about, you have to shift that from consumer to producer.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't shift that mindset. Like, even I see a lot of business owners that be like arguing on Facebook. I'm not finna argue on
Mm-mm.
social media about whatever. Like, I was talking to somebody and they were saying, I'm not finna go, somebody had an issue with their business. And instead
Mhm.
of coming to them, they went and blasted them on Facebook, on social media. And it was like, we've been in communication all this time, why do it? I think for me, I cannot tag anybody's experience onto mine,
Mhm.
creating something that hasn't happened yet, because we don't know.
Mhm.
Life and the death lies in the power of the tongue. So
Mhm.
I'm being mindful of what I say and over my,
Mhm.
over my business, because it is nerve wracking. But so we're about to wrap it up. I said that once before, but I'm finna wrap it up. So for any early entrepreneurs, do you have, like, that are starting out, do you have any tips and advice?
um, I would say really vet your those who coaches. Um,
Mhm.
if you're wanting to start in entrepreneurship, get your foundation together. What do I mean by that? Get with somebody that's going to make you legal first.
Mhm.
There is a foundation that has to be set on your business in order for it to sustain. And what do I mean by that? When you have a foundation of the house, if your foundation isn't good, the house can shake, blow away, storms can come, all of those different things. However, when you build on the foundation, you get insurance, you get all of those things. When certain things happen within your business or within, if it was your house, you're able to get those things done and not have to pay the higher end. The worst thing that you can do is continue to run a business and not be solid in the foundation. And what do I mean by foundation? I mean in your paperwork, I mean in the basics of business and how to operate in a full-fledged business, because you can't get funding, you can't get grants, you can't get other things until the foundation of your business is straight. How can you do that? Save and invest.
Mhm.
Because if you put a lot into business without having the foundation, you're just playing a game or doing a hobby.
Right.
You're not going to get the money that you're looking for. You can't, it won't cross over unless you have the right tools and the right people in place. Then you can move on to the coaching aspect of it. Get you coaches that will assist you in the areas that you know you need assistance with. You know, if you look at your business, you know what you can't do. Hire what you're not good at
Mhm.
so that you can sustain and your business can grow. So for any business owner, I would do that. It stops you from having so many mistakes if you try to do it all by yourself. You have to come back and spend a lot more money to do it the right way rather than doing it the right way in the beginning. So that's what I would say.
I definitely agree because, like I said, I'm learning through all this. Like
Hmm.
I'm at YouTube University
Yeah.
and
But
Google
you're taking the time to learn and be educated, though.
because a lot of
You.
people don't. We're living in the age of information first and foremost,
Hmm. Hmm.
and we don't what the older generation had. They didn't
Hmm.
have it. And I always think of I go back to Madam C.J. Walker.
Hmm.
I was just like there was no Facebook, no Instagram, no
Mm-mm.
TikTok. Like this lady was living next to the Rockefeller.
Hmm.
Like I was thinking, like, what is our excuse?
Hmm.
A lot of people, of course, a lot of people had excuses.
Hmm.
Had a lot of had excuses. And I'm just
Yep.
like, we we live in the age of like like it's crazy. And I just look at just Mansa Musa and just I was reading about I can't remember her name.
Hmm.
It was a young lady, she was 14.
Hmm.
I think it was what is that, the 1800s or 1900s. And she
Hmm.
smelled oil. I
Mm.
can't remember. And I could just imagine like we I'm gonna say this because I don't want to be nice nasty. Put this in a nice way. We have a lot
Hmm.
of excuses.
Hmm.
We make excuses. We don't want to be in the rat race, but
Hmm.
to we don't want to go look it up. We don't want
Mm-mm.
to do the work. And 9 times out of 10, I talked about this in a previous episode. We what was I about to say? Oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart. Okay, excuses. Okay, we'll just forget it. But like I said, we have a bunch of excuses. And then a lot we want people to do it for us. We really want people to do it. It just icks me. So we just gonna move on from that because I get, I get irritated because that's how people have done me. They expected me to,
Yeah.
but I think it was my fault in a sense because I've always wanted to help people.
Hmm.
We see the potential, but it's like, is it really worth it?
Yeah.
And are we aligned? Are we aligned with that person, like you said?
Yeah.
And a lot of people, as we see, a lot of people weren't aligned with me. But that's not here nor there. So what do you enjoy more? What do you enjoy most about your business?
I enjoy seeing the people grow, seeing where I'm taking them from to where they're going, and seeing the actual needle move. That's what I love about it. I love seeing the needle move. Um, because that shows me what I'm doing is actually working.
Mhm.
So that's the most um that I love. I absolutely love. So
That's cool. Yeah, I can't wait till I get to that level of because I know it's coming. Because it's like,
Mhm.
I don't know, I'm antsy. Like, I feel it. Like, every year, and it's funny, I laugh at myself because I say every year is going to be my year. 25 was like a shaky year for me,
Mhm.
and I always say I was purging.
Mhm.
It's purging and being prepared. But
Mhm.
I have a feeling like 26 is definitely going to be that for me. It's nerve wracking.
Mhm.
That this entrepreneurship it's like definitely like it's nerve wracking,
Mhm.
especially with my anxiety. I just be like, oh, what am I? But that's when I know it's a calling
Mhm.
because you do things you're gonna put in a position to do things that you don't want to do.
Mhm.
That's when I know it's a calling
Yeah.
because I can do stuff and people is like, oh my gosh, you do that, and I'm like, yeah. Like, where you been at? I was like, I've been hiding. But there's what
mhm.
I've learned through this process, it's a difference between hiding and actually like being in isolation.
Mhm.
Because sometimes, you know, spirit can isolate you.
Yeah.
You just be isolated, but then you also some people can be just scared.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm now I know I just been in isolation for a reason. Because as much as I want to drop every project that I have in my notebook, I know that I can't. Because I'm
Yeah.
moving with intentions now. I'm not moving with the motivation of money.
Yeah. That makes a huge difference.
Because it's like I've always said, I don't like agriculture. Why would I even try to even do a business in
Mhm.
agriculture? And it's like you said, it's some people hobbies, and I don't want my business to become a hobby because I want this for. I have three nieces,
Mhm.
and I want to inspire them. If you want to go to work, if you want to go to school, Auntie has done both. Done the schooling, I done work, and now I'm trying to be my own like
mhm.
I be my own boss.
Mhm.
And just show them as my granny would say, there's more than one ways to skin a cat
Mhm. Mhm.
or whatever. So you have we're gonna this is the like we're gonna wrap it up for real this time.
Okay.
So you have a huge Black Friday deals on your coaching and
mhm.
masterclass bundles. Can you
Mhm.
elaborate on that?
Yeah, so I have masterclass. It's called the Six Figure Brand Lab. That's taking place on Black Friday because it's five masterclasses, individual masterclasses that's going to take you from concept to completion. And it has all the bells and whistles of the master class to be able to get you to six figures, which I have used, and I know successfully will work. And then I have a coaching program for 3 months for individual clients that I'm putting out on Friday, on Black Friday, because I just feel some people they need more one-on-one than they can obtain the information in a group setting. So I want to give them the opportunity to have that available for them because sometimes you need someone to walk you hand in hand when what you have to offer. Then some people may get intimidated by being in a group setting. And so I want to offer that because I'm really striving to get people to run a better business and for you to get a return on your investments that you are investing in your business, but you also get the money back that you're investing and
Yes.
not just be spending and you don't see a return on it. So I'm really pushing to get people going within the first quarter of the year of 2026 because if you get it in the first quarter, then you should be running a even more successful business because you're just repeating the same steps over and over. By the end of 2026, you'll be able to get to your six figures.
I know I need to be in that class and making six figures because I'm trying to retire. Okay, I'll be 36. I'll be 36 in what is it?
Mm-hmm.
In 2 months? No, 3 months. February. I'm trying to retire like in 4 years. Because I said when I was 30, I was going to retire by the time I was 30.
Mm-hmm.
As, of course, that wasn't on my bingo card. So hopefully in 4 years, I can retire.
And should.
So, Mika, I thank you for coming and thank you for
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, darling.
after
We
all
made it through.
after all the technical
We
difficulties
made it through.
we had. So,
But it was so good.
and I want to thank everybody for tuning in and those that will be watching on YouTube. So if you did not catch the live, I will be definitely posting this on YouTube. So, as I always like to end, spread of love, peace, and positivity because there's enough negativity in the world. And I will catch you in
Amen.
the next